single-player gaming is not dying. In fact, 2026 might be one of its greatest years ever. Massive open worlds, brutal action, emotional stories, long-awaited comebacks, and brand new IPs are all coming together at once. And some of these games could genuinely become all-time classics. Here are 9 single-player games absolutely worth your time in 2026. Subscribe, ring the bell, and let's get into it. Tomb Raider: Legacy of Atlantis. Some games don't just deserve a remake, they've earned one. And Tomb Raider: Legacy of Atlantis is exactly that. 2026 marks the 30th anniversary of the original Tomb Raider, and Crystal Dynamics alongside Flying Wild Hog decided there was only one way to properly celebrate that milestone. Go back to where it all began and rebuild it from the ground up. This is a full remake of the 1996 original. You're back as Lara Croft hunting down the scattered fragments of the Scion, an ancient artifact tied to the lost civilization of Atlantis. That search pulls you across some of the most iconic locations in gaming history: the dense jungles of Peru, the ancient ruins of Greece, the scorching deserts of Egypt, and finally a mysterious myth-shrouded island that has been waiting 30 years to be rediscovered. Same DNA as the original, but completely rebuilt inside Unreal Engine 5. And what Crystal Dynamics are genuinely chasing here is that specific, irreplaceable feeling the 1996 game had. The isolation, the atmosphere, that haunting sense that you were somewhere you were never supposed to be, and the world knew it. The acrobatic traversal is back. The intricate, brain-bending puzzle rooms are back. The deadly traps are back. And yes, the dinosaurs are back. If you know, you know. Lara is voiced and performed by Alex Wilton Reagan, and from everything we've seen, they've done a beautiful job making her feel confident, complex, and completely iconic. For longtime fans, this is a homecoming. For newcomers, there has never been a better place to start.
But it lit a fire that still burns. I need to see more. I need to go further. To uncover the secrets of Atlantis. Some legends are destined to be retold.
Marvel's Wolverine. Let's be completely honest. When Insomniac Games announced they were making a Wolverine game, the internet reacted the way it only does when something feels absolutely inevitable. Like this combination was always meant to happen, and everyone was just waiting for someone to finally say it out loud. The studio behind Marvel's Spider-Man, the people who built one of the greatest superhero game series ever made, now handing the keys to the most violent, most tortured, most relentlessly compelling character in Marvel's entire roster. And make no mistake, this is nothing like Spider-Man. This is darker, grittier, angrier, and a lot more brutal. Logan is hunting down the buried secrets of a past that keeps slipping through his fingers no matter how hard he claws for it. That search pulls him across an incredible range of locations: the criminal underworld of Madripoor, the frozen wilderness of Canada, the neon-soaked streets of Tokyo. And the enemies waiting for him are not small. Omega Red, Mystique, the Reavers, and at least one Sentinel. The cast of villains alone tells you this is not a contained story. The combat is where Insomniac are genuinely going for something extraordinary. Their stated goal has been to deliver the ultimate Wolverine fantasy, and from the gameplay we have seen, they mean every word of that. Fast, ferocious, completely unrestrained. Claws tearing through everything, environmental destruction. A dedicated blood system built specifically to make every single hit feel as visceral and real as it should. Wolverine hasn't had a proper solo game since 2009, and Insomniac are about to make up for every single one of those lost years.
Where are those mutants? It's a wild animal! Get out of my way!
Blood of Dawnwalker.
Our
Now this one has pedigree written all over it. Blood of Dawnwalker comes from Rebel Wolves, a studio founded by the director of The Witcher 3. So before you've even seen a single frame of gameplay, you already know the storytelling is going to hit differently. The game is set in 14th century Europe, a continent already drowning in plague, fear, and desperation. And vampires see all of that suffering as their perfect opportunity. They step out of the shadows, seize control of a valley called Vale Sangora, and enslave whatever's left of the broken, dying population. You play as Cohen, a young man who ends up trapped between two worlds. Not fully human, not fully vampire. Human by day, vampire by night. And both forms play completely differently. In daylight, Cohen fights with a sword and channels blood magic through runes carved directly into his skin. After dark, everything changes. Vampiric claws, shadow step, the ability to commune with the dead. Even the world itself reacts differently depending on when you're moving through it. But here is what truly sets this game apart. You have 30 days to rescue your family from Brenuus, an ancient, centuries-old vampire who has stripped you of everything. Every quest you take pushes that clock forward. And if Cohen loses control of his bloodlust and starts killing innocents, quests permanently lock off, storylines shift, and the ending changes entirely. Every single decision carries real weight here. From the team behind one of the greatest RPGs ever made, the expectations are enormous, and everything we've seen says they're ready.
Why did you do that?
No more drinks for you, my friend. Go home.
What left me?
Humans talk too much.
Open up!
You're scaring my lass.
All right.
What is it about?
Just a little help.
Could you point me towards the entrance to the crypt?
What are you talking about?
I wanted to pay my respects to the city's founders. Light a candle in their memory, if possible.
Sorry to disappoint, son, but there's no crypt in this house of worship now, if that is all.
Phantom Blade Zero. Let's kick things off with a game that made the entire internet stop cold. Phantom Blade Zero. You play as Soul, an elite assassin who spent his whole life serving a powerful secret organization called the Order. Then the Patriarch is murdered and Soul gets framed for it. In one moment, he goes from their most trusted weapon to their most wanted target. His heart is destroyed. 66 days left to live. The clock is already running. The story is gripping on its own, but what truly set the gaming world on fire was the combat. The studio behind it, S-Game, quietly spent over a decade building mobile games in China. Nobody was watching. Then they walked into a PlayStation showcase in 2023, dropped one trailer, and the internet completely lost its mind. They'd brought in Kenji Tanigaki, a legendary action director from the golden age of Hong Kong martial arts cinema, to choreograph every move in this game. And because the animations were too complex for motion capture, every single frame was crafted entirely by hand. The result feels less like a video game and more like a kung fu film you're actually living inside. You carry two primary blades and two phantom edge weapons, over 30 types in total, chaining between all of them mid-combo. Defeat a boss and you steal their weapon. And that weapon physically unlocks brand new sections of the world. After Black Myth Wukong proved what Chinese studios are truly capable of, all eyes are locked on Phantom Blade Zero. Onimusha Way of the Sword.
Really wasn't.
Some comebacks feel forced, some feel earned, and then there are comebacks like this one, 20 years of silence, and then Onimusha just walks back through the door like it never left. Onimusha Way of the Sword is the revival of one of Capcom's most beloved franchises from the PS2 era, and the weight of that legacy is sitting heavily on every frame we've seen. The game is set in Kyoto during the early Edo period, a time of fragile peace that gets violently shattered when a mysterious, suffocating force called Malice descends over the city. It warps everything it touches, twisting Kyoto into something dark and deeply unsettling, and unleashing demonic creatures known as the Genma onto the streets. You play as a fictionalized Miyamoto Musashi, Japan's most legendary swordsman, who arrives in the city and gets pulled straight into the heart of it. He carries a katana and a powerful mystical artifact called the Oni Gauntlet, something he never asked for and doesn't entirely want, but that gives him the ability to absorb the souls of fallen enemies and grow stronger with every fight. The combat is deliberate, measured, and deeply satisfying. You are reading enemy movements, timing your parries perfectly, and building toward finishing moves called Isen Strikes, precise, devastating counters that reward patience over button mashing. You can even deflect incoming arrows and send them straight back at the archer. Capcom did it with Resident Evil. They did it with Monster Hunter. Now they're doing it with Onimusha. And people who played the demo came away genuinely impressed.
You just fuel.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4. Call of Duty took a year off. And honestly, that might have been exactly what it needed, because Modern Warfare 4 does not feel like a franchise going through the motions. It feels like Infinity Ward coming back with something to prove. War erupts on the Korean peninsula as North Korea launches a full-scale invasion that threatens to destabilize the entire world. You play as Private Park, a young South Korean soldier experiencing live combat for the very first time, fighting alongside his squad on collapsing front lines while Captain Price wages his own personal war from the shadows, staying one step ahead of everyone hunting him. Two completely different perspectives. Two stories on a collision course. The campaign takes you from trench warfare in Korea to close-quarters combat in New York, high-speed chases through Paris, and SAS night raids in Mumbai. Blockbuster in scale, but grounded in the kind of raw human storytelling Modern Warfare does better than almost anyone. Multiplayer introduces Ballistic Authority, a weapons-first system delivering the most authentic Modern Warfare gunplay yet, alongside Kill Block, a dynamic battleground that completely reconfigures its layout between rounds across more than 500 configurations. And DMZ is back, dropping solo players and squads into a shifting extraction warzone where no two deployments ever play out the same way. This is also the first Call of Duty to release on a Nintendo platform in 13 years. Modern Warfare 4 is not just another entry in a long-running franchise. It is a statement.
What did you do?
What I had to.
We make our own rules of engagement now. You are moving a weapon of war. The kind we deny exists.
You do what you need to. Because you know I will.
Silent Hill Townfall. Horror games come and go. But Silent Hill has always been something different. Something that gets under your skin and stays there long after you've put the controller down. And right now, the franchise is on the hottest streak it has seen in decades. Silent Hill 2 Remake delivered. Silent Hill F delivered. And Townfall is next in line. And it might genuinely be the most unsettling one yet. You play as Simon Ordell, a man who keeps waking up in the freezing water off the coast of a foggy, seemingly abandoned Scottish island called St. Amelia. No memory of how he got there. No explanation. Just an IV bag, a medical wristband with his name on it, and the overwhelming feeling that something terrible has already happened. He's there to put things right, whatever that means. And the game slowly, painfully peels that mystery back the deeper you push into it. The biggest shift here is that Townfall is fully first-person, a first for any mainline Silent Hill game. And that single change transforms everything. You are no longer watching the horror unfold from a safe distance. You are inside it, hiding in narrow corridors. Swinging a fire axe when running is no longer an option. learning when not to fight at all, because sometimes survival means staying completely still and hoping it doesn't notice you. And instead of the iconic radio, Simon carries a small handheld TV called a CRTV, a device that warns you when something is near and shows you the outline of creatures moving through walls. So even in total darkness, you always know something is coming. Screenburn is a small team, but small teams have built some of the greatest horror games ever made.
I woke up in the water again. But this time it's different. I keep trying to fix what happened. But no matter what I do,
You can't fix it.
Control Resonant. The first Control was one of those games that came out of nowhere and quietly became something special. Strange, atmospheric, completely unhinged in the best possible way, and absolutely dripping with a kind of weird paranormal energy that nothing else on the market could replicate. It built a devoted, passionate fanbase, and now Remedy are back with the sequel. Bigger, stranger, and even more ambitious than before. You play as Dylan Feeden, Jesse's brother who spent years locked deep inside the oldest house by the Federal Bureau of Control. Not a guest, a prisoner. Then Manhattan starts falling apart at the seams. The hiss, the mold, and a terrifying new cosmic entity are all tearing through the city simultaneously. And the FBC suddenly realizes that the person they've been keeping locked away might be their only real weapon against it. So Dylan goes from prisoner to problem solver almost overnight. The setting alone is a massive shift. You're out of the claustrophobic brutalism of the oldest house and loose inside a completely warped, reality-broken Manhattan. Enormous interconnected zones where gravity simply does not apply. Walls you can walk across. Spaces that fold in on themselves. Dylan has an ability called Reach that lets him move through all of it in ways that look genuinely breathtaking. Combat has shifted heavily toward melee, built around a shape-shifting weapon called the Aberrant. And every powerful enemy you defeat unlocks an entirely new form for it. Your toolkit keeps evolving the further you push. Remedy have been slowly building towards something like this for years. Control Resonant looks like the moment it all finally comes together. GTA 6. And here we are. The one that needs no introduction. The one that has been sitting at the back of every gamer's mind since December 2023, when a single trailer dropped and completely broke the internet in ways we have genuinely never seen before. Records shattered within hours. The whole world stopped and watched. And now, after more than a decade of waiting, GTA 6 is almost here. You play as two protagonists, Jason Duval, an ex-military drug runner working the dangerous edges of the Florida Keys, and Lucia Caminos, a woman walking out of prison with nothing but her instincts and a desperate need for a second chance. Together, they get pulled deep into a sprawling, suffocating criminal conspiracy across Leonida, Rockstar's breathtaking fictional version of Florida. The story is being framed as their most cinematic and emotionally grounded narrative yet. Think Bonnie and Clyde set against a razor-sharp, pitch-perfect satire of modern America at its most chaotic and absurd. And the world is almost incomprehensible in scale. Vice City is back, but it is just one piece of a massive open world that stretches across coastal towns, rural highways, national parks, and endless miles of swampland. Nearly twice the size of GTA 5. Smarter NPCs with real daily routines. A police system rebuilt completely from scratch. more enterable buildings than any GTA before it. Rockstar spent over a decade building this. GTA 5 sold over 200 million copies, and somehow they built something bigger. The wait is finally over.